Hey YouTube. So if you saw the last video, you know what kind of surprise we got out here. So we were sitting here, I was talking about the mill, what I did to it over the weekend, and a little fox came up. I have never had a fox just walk up and see me and just stay there like that. It was actually pretty neat. Neat to witness, and even nicer to get it on camera. So what we're doing out here is this, oh gosh, that's a white oak, I think. Yeah, so this white oak is already painted. This is a red oak, that's a red oak. This is an old growth pine. So we're gonna paint the ends on these logs. And I got one other log up there, like a short crotch figure log, white oak, that needs painting. So we're gonna seal those up and come back later today and do some milling. So I apologize. I can't remember who it was on the comments a few videos back, but we were talking about this latex paint, and I mentioned that the guys from the woodmizer dealer up in Oakboro, they said, you know, just use outdoor latex paint instead of buying that expensive anchor seal. And so I went to Lowe's. Oh, what I was going to say was, so somebody in the comments told me that they've been using latex paint for years. They go to Lowe's or Home Depot and they buy whatever's in the clearance section for like $5. They try to get outdoor latex paint, which is what this is. This is actually textured. I can't remember. So it's called Valspar Porch, Floor, and Patio Anti-Skid Latex Paint. So the good thing is, once we paint the ends of the logs, we won't be able to skid them over to the mill because they're anti-skid. Dad joke. So I got 2 gallons of it. Each gallon was $9. So to give you an idea, a regular can of paint, that's about half price. And then the anchor seal is like $35 or $40 a can. I'm just not ready to spend that kind of money when I got people that have been doing this telling me that latex paint will work just fine. You're not trying to seal the log completely to where it won't be able to, the moisture won't come out of it. You're just trying to slow down the process on the ends. That way the whole log dries out and you don't have the ends are dry and the middle of the log is not. So we're going to give this a go. Not so much, I don't really see this texture they're talking about, but kind of hard to tell on this surface. As I was saying on the previous video, we have yet to really make any dimensional lumber, which I knew getting into this mill that dimensional lumber was not what I wanted to try to focus on. And the main reason is because if I wanted to focus on dimensional lumber, I probably should have gone with a hydraulic mill, just because the ease of operation. But when you get into hydraulic mills, as most of you already know, that's a lot of money. So you're talking I think right now you can get a LT40 wide, which is pretty much what I would get. Somewhere around 36, maybe a little more. But we're trying to do this without owing anybody anything. So everything that we're doing, we're paying cash for. And if we can afford to get that bigger mill one day, I'll go down there and buy it, because that to me would be awesome to be able to have a hydraulic mill. But I can't see, who knows if this will even take off as a business. This might just be a really expensive hobby for a while. And if that's the case, I don't want to put too much money into it. But it is enjoyable. I really enjoy coming out here, just being in the woods. Like that video, the last video, I was talking about the mill, and all of a sudden a gray fox just came up, walked right by me, and almost like he didn't really care that I was even there. So that was interesting. Never know what you're going to see in the woods, that's for sure. Of course, I showed that to my wife, and she immediately got concerned for the animals. But we got all of our fence is at 4-inch square woven wire, so it had to be small enough to get in that 4-inch square, which that fox might have been able to. But then you got the dogs out there. They usually take care of anything coming around. So I'm going to shut her off. We'll be back with you. So here's a good question for you sawyers out there. This is a V crotch off a white oak. So here's the crotch to one limb. Over here is the crotch to the other. And then obviously you got the two limbs coming off of here. Well, one crotch is pretty high. The other crotch is pretty low. This crotch is pretty high, and that crotch is pretty low. So if you were going to cut this, you're not, as far as I can tell, you can't get both ends of the pith on both logs to be level, just the way I've been looking at it. You can come pretty close, but how in the world, what would you go for? Would you try to get these two level and then not worry about the other end, or just try to get it as close as you can? I'd love to hear your ideas on that. Anybody that's just seeing this for the first time, I am learning as I go. Nobody has taught me besides watching YouTube. There's a guy in Tennessee, out of the woods. I think I said it right this time, out of the woods. I watch him saw. He gives some good instruction. He doesn't just get on there and saw. He likes to talk about why he's doing something, so I enjoy watching him. And then golly, I can't think of the other guy's name or his channel. There's a couple channels that I watch. Iron and Oak, maybe, is the name of his channel. Him and his wife. The guy from out in the woods, or out of the woods, he does use anchor seal, But let me tell you what, that guy has got the whole operation. He's got a really nice mill. He's got the LT40 wide now. He's got a kiln to dry his own wood. And from what I can tell, he's got his own wood shop behind where the mill sits at. I think he's from Tennessee. I might have said he was from Kentucky before. But he seems to have it going on. I'm gonna move my can over here and I'll try to get a shot. So you know, these piths, they'll be I don't think I can get them all on the same plane. Somebody else might be able to, but I just figured I would try to capture the biggest part of the log. Now I am going to have to trim this in some. 35.5 inches is our max. And we're at 44 here. So we're going to have to take off about 9 inches. Is that right? 44? Yeah, about 9 inches. I'm probably going to take it all off of this one side. That way, if this does split in the crotch figure, I'll have a lot of wood over here still. But we're going to get these painted this morning. I'm thinking everything else is painted except this one log. So once we get that done, we will just be able to start cutting. Let me know in the comments what you think I ought to try to do with this V-crotch. I'm not going to start on it first. We're going to do those red oaks that I first painted, and then there's some white oaks over here that we're going to cut up that are 7 foot long. And we might just try to do some dimensional lumber out of these two. And then this one right there, I believe I'm going to try to make some slabs out of that one for sure. And then of course all the pieces back here right in this area, those are all black oak. If you've seen the black oak video I did before, that's some really pretty wood in my opinion. And so we're gonna keep those just slabs. And oh, the other question I was gonna ask, so I've been cutting 2-inch slabs. I'm thinking I ought to bump that up to 2.5 inch. So that makes, instead of a 8/4, that'll make a 10/4. And the reason being is I originally thought people were, you know, doing 2-inch slabs, but I think those are finished. So I need to leave a 1/2 inch on there for as it dries, it shrinks, and then also to finish the slab, you'll have more material there. So I think we're going to go up to 10/4 board slabs and go from there. So if you think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments. We'll see you later on in the video. wasn't too bad. Wasn't too good either, but oh Lord, I'm gonna have to pick that up. It's got a big old knot down here. Ain't no way I'm gonna be able to push that, I don't think. Ain't small. Nope. Well, we got to park the tractor up underneath here anyway. I might just come in and try pushing it. I'm really happy with my leg leveling that I did on the mill, and I don't want to mess that up. But she's not very stable. She's definitely not against the arms over here, but I also got a limb sort of hanging out. I think what we'll do is I've got this little block here with teeth on it. I think I can roll it. Shouldn't have put the cant hook up, that's for sure. And let me get it back. I have not mastered the cant hook yet. Now let's see. So the pith is about 9 inches on this end. Hot dog! It's about 7 on this end. I thought it was 9, but I was on the bottom of the log, and the log goes below the bars. So we need to raise this end up about 2 inches. Now, we're probably going to go ahead and stop for now because, excuse me, one, my jack is really hard to use in here, so I'm going to pick up a bottle jack today and see if that works any easier to try to maneuver underneath the log. And then we'll get cutting on this thing. One might say I took too thick of a cut, and one might be probably right. But that's okay. All right. The tractor should be a little closer. All right. See if I can't set this up. Definitely got some stuff going on down here. Now the question is, do we? You're not going to be able to rotate it very easily with that on there. We could cut it off. Oh, sorry, you don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, if you look right there, there's a nice big old knot right there. Now it actually helped on this because I was able to get it to where it would hold itself up that way. But now that we got a straight edge on there, now it's in the way. So, readjust the camera. So now we got to figure out, do we want to, excuse me, coronavirus. We got to figure out if we want to cut that knot off and be able to rotate this thing, or I guess if I got the tractor and I picked it up, I could move it to where that knot's on the bottom. But then you're just gonna have to move it with the tractor again, because eventually that knot's gonna come off. I don't know. Might just stop while I'm ahead for here.